What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Elliott Delp. Today we're going to be doing a review on the Sig Tango MSR, the cheapest Sig optic you can get that still says Sig on it. So before we do, I know only 2% of you guys subscribe, so make sure to hit the like and subscribe button if you enjoy reviews or really anything else I do. It means a lot, helps me out a lot, and allows me to keep providing content to you guys. All right, so let's dive right into the specs of this thing. But before we dive into the specs, I would like to tell you guys a little bit about the biggest supporter of the channel, Kerr Ammo. Kerr Ammo is an awesome ammo company down in Texas. Really great people, spreading freedom seeds across America. Just go check them out. Link is in the description, takesomeoneoutdoors.com/links. Then you click Kerr Ammo's button, then you use code DELP10 to save you $10 off on your first order. So if you buy $100 worth of ammo, use code DELP10, cost you 90 bucks, saves you 10%. Awesome deal. And Kerr has literally everything from plinking ammo to hunting ammo in pretty much every caliber, so you should go check them out. So let's dive into the specs of this thing. This is the Sig Tango MSR 1:6 LPVO. This runs MSRP on Sig's website for like $337 is what MSRP is on their website. Odd number, I know. But you can find it for all kinds of different price points. If you look on Palmetto, it's something different. If you look on Optics Planet, it's something different. But I think a good price point for this would be about $200 to $300 if you're trying to buy it. I wouldn't pick it up if it's anything over that. I find it very commonly $250, and that's a good entry price point. So if you're picking it up, I'd shoot for that $250 mark. To kind of go over the specs from the front to the back, it does come with scope caps. Really nice feature, but it is a very common thing on a lot of LPVOs. I don't know really any that don't come with scope caps. You have your throw lever, which is really nice. It does have a detachable throw lever, and it allows you to really dial in your magnification. So this is a 1:6 second focal plane optic, but you have your 1x, your 1.5x, your 2x, your 2.5. So it allows you to kind of dial it in, really refine it. Not that that makes it that big of a difference, but it is nice to have. Very nice throw, good resistance. It's not too much, it's not too little. Moving down, you have a 30mm tube. Comes with the mount, which is nice, especially for that $250 price point. Comes with the mount already ready. I mean, you can't really go wrong. All right, LARPing Lords, I want to take a second to interrupt your regularly scheduled broadcast and tell you about today's sponsor. So LA Police Gear decided to sponsor this video. Big thank you to them. If you don't know about LA Police Gear, they've been a big supporter of the channel. They sell tactical gear, they sell optics, lights, pants, boots, literally everything under the sun you can be picked up at LA Police Gear except for ammunition and firearms. So if you want to check out LA Police Gear, link is in my description. Code DELP10 will save you some money. Now back to your regularly scheduled broadcast. Your adjustments, they're not tactical adjustments. You have to take the scope caps off, or the rings or whatever they're called off. Not that big of a deal, especially for a second focal plane optic. You're not really dialing it in at range, so there's not a real big need to do quick adjustments with this thing. You're kind of zeroing it and working off the BDC. Speaking of the BDC, it has illuminated. BDC 6 is Sig's designation for this BDC. I will pop it up somewhere on the screen so you can take a look at it. Really nice. I like it a lot, and it does well, especially when illuminated. So the illumination, it does have 11 different illumination settings, which is nice if you're running in different light scenarios. Can easily change it, pick it up, do whatever you need to. But it's pretty common. Most LPVOs do have an illuminated reticle. One of the features of this optic that I like, that I wish other optics would incorporate, I'm going to flip this thing around, is a line running down the side of it that helps you level the optic if you don't have like a more refined system with you. So if you're just doing this and you don't have a level, this allows you to line up your scope rings with this line, and it gets you pretty close, and then you can fine tune it on your end to make sure it's level and that it works for you. Scope rings are nice. Sig, it gives you a designation for how tight you need these things to be. So this is 25 inch-pounds up here. And then for your rail mount, it's 65 inch-pounds, which is a nice little feature if you're trying to really spec it down and do your due diligence there. So this is waterproof IPX7, I do believe. So get it wet, do whatever you need to. It'll run, it'll work, and it'll perform how it's supposed to. So let's talk a little bit about how it performed, and we'll dive in from there. So the Sig Tango MSR was ran on the Diamondback Black Gold series. you should go check me out on Instagram if you're looking to pick up a black gold series or something along those lines, because I post deals all the time over there. Diamondback's been running a lot of stuff that I've been putting up on my story for you guys to go check out. They do all kinds of crazy deals, from pistol uppers to just normal upper receivers. And if you find something on Diamondback's website that's not on sale, code DELP10 will save you some moolah on it, 10% to be exact. So if you buy a $400 upper, that saves you $40, which is a really good deal, especially on firearms. It's hard to find stuff like that. I digress. Back to how it performed. We used a lot of PPU ammo, just normal 5.56, shooting at distance 200 to about 15 yards. Just doing my due diligence on it, trying to see how it performed, using the BDC, and honestly, it did great. One of the things I did notice about it, and maybe it's not that big of a deal to a lot of people, is the weight. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but it's a little bit heavier than what I'm used to. I mean, it's noticeable. It runs about 18.5 ounces, which is a little over a pound. Most LPVOs are about a pound, and comparing it to, like, I don't know, a Vortex or something like that, it does feel a little bit heavier. I don't know if it's that big of a deal, but it is noticeable. Other than that, it did good. It ran well. It did exactly what it was supposed to do. Held zero just fine. Of course, wasn't running it over some serious strain. Wasn't doing it on a 308 or anything a little bit more intense. But 5.56, which is probably what you're going to be running this optic on anyway, it did what it was supposed to. Held zero, did just fine. So let's talk a little bit about where this fits in. Why would you buy this, and what are you going to put this on when you do buy it? I think this is an awesome first-time LPVO, where you're shooting at that $250 mark, comes with the mount. It's easy to mount onto your firearm. I mean, it performs right, has a good BDC in it. I mean, it's really set up for that entry-level LPVO. You really can't go wrong with it, and it does really, really good. Whether you want to shoot 400 yards to 15 yards. I mean, if you're a competent shot, I think the 1-6 will carry through. We've shot 1-6s, 400 yards, and it's fairly simple as long as you're good with your holdovers. So anything around that range, if you're looking to take this hunting, you're wanting to put it on like a Grendel or a 300 Blackout, it would also do that very good too. Problem is, like I mentioned, it's a little heavy for an LPVO, but you can get over that with some weightlifting. Other than that, I think that's really where this fits in, that good entry-level LPVO scope. And, I mean, there's nothing more to say about the optic. I mean, I was fairly impressed with Sig. I know this is a fairly new optic, and I'm glad they brought it to the market. So, very pleased with it overall. So, I think that about does it for the video. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button if you enjoyed. Go tear up the comment section with what your favorite LPVO is if it's not this. And let me know what you think. I appreciate everybody for watching. As always, take someone outdoors, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.